Live from Yakima, it's the Chiz Daddy. Thank you very much. It's good to be back in Yakima. I like to tell people I'm from Yakima, but really I'm from Titan. Titan is a little town with a population, who gives a fuck? And I like to say I'm from Yakima because Yakima is the Palm Springs of Washington. I know this because I got a huge sign as you're driving down the freeway. Yakima, the Palm Springs of Washington. Well, if you're going to Yakima, my advice for you is don't get out of your car. You might get caught up in a drive-by gang-bang shooting. And if you don't know what a gang-bang shooting is, remember on Ghostbusters, Slimer? It's a lot like that. You don't want no part of it, and it's kind of messy. But anyway, I like to summer in Umatilla. And Umatilla is a little town in Oregon. It's the greatest town in the whole world. Just the name, Umatilla. Umatilla. It sounds like an Indian princess that Disney would draw up. You know the kind. This is so cute, even though she's a cartoon character, you just want to bang her. That kind of a town. And the nice thing about Umatilla is, it's only got a population of about 1,000. Which means driving home, if you hit a traffic jam, it takes about 3 minutes to get home instead of 2 minutes. And that's kind of nice. And then they got let's see, that little town's got 3 gas stations. Don't really need 3, but got 3. It's got 1 Subway, so you got good eat. It's got 1 grocery store, which is kind of nice, pick up a few things. And it's got 1 mini mart. But the nicest thing about it, this little town of 1,000 has 2 titty bars. Now when I say titty bars, I don't mean Hooters where they're all puffed up and stuff. I mean actual titty bars, where if you take a dollar bill, you fold it, put it in your mouth, they'll walk up with them titties and squeeze your face and pull that dollar out of your face with their titties. And I'm sitting there with a dollar and I'm thinking, this beats the fuck out of 4 McNuggets. And every day when I leave, I think that's the best 150 singles I ever spent in my life. I mean, really, can you get that for $1 anywhere else? That's a heck of a deal. And the nice thing about Umatilla is, only 8 miles away, there's a Walmart. Now, if you want to be a great town, you got to have a Walmart that's within at least 10 miles. So you got your titty bars and your Walmart. You can't beat that. Now the funny thing is, just 6 miles west of the greatest city in the world is the worst city in the world. It's the city from hell. It's a little town called Aragon. Now I got a friend named Dale who lives in Aragon, so I don't want my little buddy to think I'm making fun of him. So for the sake of this, so we don't think I'm picking on him, we're going to call my little buddy Jimmy. So it's my little buddy Jimmy from Aragon. Now Aragon, I was asking him one day, how'd you come up with the name Aragon? Who named that? And he said, well, you know, the first guy that moved here, he started up his little place, got him a little farm going, and the Columbia River runs right down beside it. So he dug a little ditch and had irrigation for his farm, so he named the town Aragon. I'm thinking, you're kidding me. That's what they named the town? It's a good thing that guy didn't invent tissue paper, or they'd live in the town of Asswipe. But in Aragon, the first guy didn't come up with tissue paper. He come up with leaving the leaves on a limb. So when you're done, it's not so bad as the twig. But Aragon, it's the worst town for a lot of reasons. They got same population, 1,000 people. They got 1 gas station / mini mart and 1 tavern. Well, I like to go and take pictures, so I was down on the Columbia and I pulled into that little mini mart because it's hot. And I thought, well, I'm going to get me an ice cream. So I got an ice cream, went up to the counter, $2.50 for an ice cream, for 1 ice cream bar. Well, I went ahead and took it, 1, because it's kind of embarrassing when you get up there and you don't want to take something back, and 2, I don't miss very much ice cream. And it was a Nutty Buddy, which has the cone, the chocolate, the little peanuts on top. So it's kind of like the Cadillac of candy bars, but still $2.50. But they got the people in Oregon over a barrel. Because the people in Oregon are like, oh, well, I'm not going to drive 6 miles to get cheap ice cream. I'll just pay $2.50 for a single. And you see lots of times they'll have the family up there and they'll buy one popsicle and it's lick, 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 bite, and then that kid gets in trouble, lick, 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 lick. It's a bad little town. And that's why I'm dressed this way. Because in Oregon, this is how they dress. A t-shirt with something big on it and gaudy or riding, suspenders, and long johns. Even the women dress this way. Really, about the only way you can tell them apart in Oregon is usually the women have the smaller titties. And I met the king of Oregon one day. Now they don't have a mayor, they got a king. And the king had on a shirt that said, in the front it said, I fuck goats. And on the back it said, so does my dad. Bad little town. So my friend told me one day, he said, hey, we're having the watermelon festival. You should come up and take some pictures. And I thought, well, you know, that might be pretty good. I said, do they got watermelon eating contests? He goes, no. I said, well, they got one of them contests where they say you can spit the seed the farthest or something? He goes, no. And I could tell he was starting to get irritated with me. He says, it's just like a little community days. They come up and they have fun. That's all. And I said, well, it's a watermelon festival or they don't have watermelon. Okay, makes sense. I'm guessing that one day a guy came through town with watermelon and they liked it so much they thought they'd name a festival out of it. Celebrate the one day of the year they got watermelon. So they have a watermelon festival with no watermelon. And so I thought, well, I'm going to go up there. What the heck, I got nothing better to do. So I go up there and I get out of my car and I bring a watermelon with me. And I got a button-up shirt. And I know that nobody wears them there, but I thought, I'm going to go ahead and be the one outsider. So I stepped out and I'm wearing a button-up shirt, got the big watermelon in my hand, and like everybody gets quiet. They're looking at me. Then I hear one of them say, he must be from Umatilla. What a douche. And the thing about the women in Oregon, every time I bang one, I have to let them be on top. Because I've had a rule that I've lived with my whole life. Whenever I have sex, the one with the most hair on their ass gets top. Thank you very much.